Right, so we're diving deep today. And get this, we're going way back. Like ancient Greece back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right? Ancient music, philosophy, and you've got this awesome collection of notes and excerpts here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's everything from like Plato's writings to, wait for it, an actual ancient hymn.
No way.
Yeah. So we're going to figure out like how these ancient folks viewed music. Did they just like jam out to it, or did they think it was like deeply powerful, even connected to the universe and stuff?
I mean, I'm definitely sensing some cosmic vibes from these sources.
Like it wasn't just about like hitting the right notes. It was about morality, the cosmos, the whole shebang.
It's pretty wild, actually. Like they saw music as this almost sacred force.
Yeah, totally. And you highlighted, apart from your Plato readings, it's about ethos in music.
Yeah.
Right? What did that even mean back then?
So ethos is like the key to understanding this whole thing.
Okay.
Imagine believing that a song, just a regular song, could make you a better person or a worse person. That's what Plato and even Aristotle thought. They believed music could directly shape your character.
That's intense.
Yeah. And they thought different scales, or modes as they called them, had specific ethical effects.
So like, listening to the wrong tunes could send you down a bad path.
Basically.
Was there a most wanted playlist for like bad behavior back then?
Yeah, not quite a playlist. But, you get the idea. You've got this quote here from Aristotle, right? He says that the Dorian mode, and I'm quoting here, makes its hearers courageous and steadfast.
Oh, wow.
Totally ideal for, warriors going into battle.
Makes sense.
But then there's the Phrygian mode.
Oh.
That one was seen as like stirring up passions, maybe leading to, let's just say, less virtuous actions.
Interesting. So like a ruler could control their people just with music? Did anyone actually try that?
It's hard to know for sure if it was like strictly enforced, but it really shows you how seriously they took music's influence. And we even see this reflected in their education systems. Music was like a core subject, not just some extra thing you could do.
Wow, that's really different from today. Okay, so you also have a bunch of stuff on Pythagoras and the, wait for it, the harmony of the spheres.
Ah, yes.
That sounds, well, kind of out there.
It is a bit out there, but in a really amazing way.
Okay.
So Pythagoras, the math genius, he believed the entire universe was like this massive musical composition.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. He thought each planet, as it moves, creates a unique sound. We can't hear it, obviously, but all these sounds together make up a cosmic harmony, and it's all based on mathematical ratios.
Hold on. So he's saying that planets are, like, singing. Did he have any evidence for this, or was this, like, a philosophical hunch?
It was more of a deduction, really.
Okay.
He realized that musical intervals, like an octave, are based on simple ratios, like 2.1.
Right.
And he noticed similar ratios in how the planets move and how far apart they are, and he kind of connected the two.
So it wasn't about the actual sounds, but more about, like, this underlying order, like math being the language of both music and the universe.
Exactly. And for Pythagoras, the tetractys was key to understanding all of this.
The what now?
The tetractys. It's this triangular arrangement of the numbers 1 to 4, and it represents these ratios, symbolizing how math is like the foundation for both music and the universe itself.
Wow. So he's basically saying that the sounds we hear here are connected to this grand cosmic design.
Pretty much.
That's a mind-blowing concept. But, you also included the hymn to Nikkal in your notes. And that brings us to some actual ancient tunes, right?
Yes. And this hymn is super special because it's the oldest song we've got. It's from 14th century BC Syria, so we're talking over 500 years old.
Wow.
It's a hymn to a goddess. And the coolest part, it has one of the earliest forms of musical notation.
Really? So we could actually hear what music sounded like back then.
We can reconstruct the melody. Yeah, it's like a time machine, We get to hear what sounded good thousands of years ago.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
What else does the notation tell us, besides the tune?
Well, it gives us clues about their musical understanding. It shows they had a system for writing down sounds, and it was probably way more complex than we realize.
I see.
So this one hymn gives us a glimpse into a whole lost world of ancient music.
That's amazing. Okay, so then jumping ahead quite a bit, you've got Gregorian chant in your notes. That seems like a pretty big shift.
Oh, yeah, a huge shift. Gregorian chant, named after Pope Gregory, I think, was like the dominant music in medieval Christian churches.
Okay.
It's monophonic, meaning it's just a single melody line. It's very solemn and unifying, perfect for a congregation.
Right.
It's almost like sonic architecture, like creating this whole atmosphere of worship.
I like that, sonic architecture. And then things get even more complex with polyphony, right?
Exactly. Polyphony starts popping up in the Middle Ages. It's basically weaving together multiple melodies at the same time. So it's a big step away from that single voice of Gregorian chant, adding all this richness and depth. And, you could see this as music evolving, reflecting how society itself was becoming more complex.
Right. So we've gone from music shaping your soul to music reflecting the universe's math to actual ancient songs and then how they changed over time. That was quite a journey.
It really was. And, if these ancient cultures believed music was so powerful, like it could influence your morals, echo the universe and all that, what are we missing today? Are we limiting ourselves with our headphones and algorithms? Or is there like a whole other level of music waiting to be discovered if we just listen deeply like they did? It's something to think about, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. Really makes you wonder.